Hello, everybody. How are you? John Napolitano here. And this video is going to be created based on a question that I was asked not too long ago. And it was actually a really good question. So I am going to go ahead and answer it to the best of my ability. The question was, what trade or trades make you the most money? Which I think is on the top of everybody's mind. Everybody wants to make money, obviously. And that's why people trade in the first place, is to be profitable. So the answer to my question is, I don't want you to think it's tongue in cheek, but basically, the trades that make you the most money are the ones that don't lose the most. I know that sounds kind of silly, but basically, I think people think too much about how much money they're going to make when they start trading. They start having dreams of, being able to quit their job and tell the boss to get lost and being financially independent and basically going to work for yourself. And these are all things that you can do as a professional trader. That's why I chose this profession. I think that it's fantastic. However, one trade will not get you there. One trade will definitely not get you there. So no matter, how lucky you are on one trade, what you have to realize is that not one single trade matters. You have to look at it if it does matter. If your trade is, if you are taking a large bet on something, that trade could work out very, very poorly for you and you could lose a lot of money. So you have to think in terms of singles and doubles. If you want to use a baseball analogy, you don't want to trade too much or over trade or have one thing that's going to change your life. What trading is a slow, gradual progression into profitability. And the way to do that is to have the right mindset, which we talked about in other videos, having the right habits and managing your risk. So before you begin any trade, before you even start pressing buttons, you want to open up a trading account, obviously. The next thing you want to do is get 100 trades under your belt. On the way to do that without spending any money is to have a simulated trading account. And the way to do that is to open up a brokerage account, and many brokerage accounts allow you to have a simulated trading account. Thinkorswim allows you to do that, as well as Tastyworks and others. A simulated account allows you to practice. And like anything in life, trading requires discipline, but it also requires a lot of practice. You have to look at things that are going to happen throughout the markets and throughout your lives, and you have to learn how to manage that accordingly based on your own personal psychology. You won't know how you're going to react to the market until it actually happens. So it's better to practice before you actually put money in harm's way. That makes sense. Professional athletes practice all the time. You should do the same thing. So once you do that, once you open up a simulated trading account and you start practicing, well, what do I practice? Well, you should practice setting up trades based on their reward to risk profile. How much money am I putting in harm's way versus how much money I expect to get from this trade? So I have a simple acronym that I use, and I am going to share it with you. It's not something that I made up myself. A lot of traders use it. Some people use different initials, but it's TESTS, and that is TESTS. Okay, the word tests, like plural. The first T in tests is your target. What do you expect to make, or where do you think this particular stock is going to go? What is your target price? If it's at $100 based on the charts, based on my analysis, where do I think it's going to go? You need to know when you're getting out before you actually get in. Okay, that's number one. The E in test is entry. Do you want to get into this trade now, or do you want to wait for a pullback, or do you want to wait for some sort of signal in order to get you into the trade? That is the second thing in tests. The third thing in test is S. It's for your stop. Every trade should have a stop, no matter what discipline you are, whether you're trading options, stocks, futures, Forex. I don't care what you're doing. You should know when you're getting out before you get in, whether it reaches your target or whether it reaches your ultimate, I call it your ultimate pain point, or your stop. So if you're risking $500 and you have a $2,000 trade on, when it gets to $1,500, that should be your stop, right? So sometimes a stop is based on price, and sometimes a stop is based on the amount of money that you are committing to a trade. It depends on what style of trading you're doing. That's the S in tests. The other T in test is your time frame. How long do you plan on staying this trade? Are you a day trader where you're going to get in and out in one day? Are you a scalper? Do you plan on being in this trade for 30 seconds? Some people trade that way. That's okay. I'm a swing trader. Most of what I do lasts several days to several weeks because I trade in the options markets. So my time frame is very important to me because I have to pick an expiration date based on my time frame. So we'll get into options in other videos, but basically you have to come up with a plan. That is your time frame. The final S in tests is your sizing. How big of a trade should this be? You have to calculate what a full risk unit is for you. Am I willing to risk $200? Okay, well, figure out based on your analysis what that looks like on the chart. What does a $200 loss look like, right? Your sizing will matter depending on how big your account size is. If you don't have those components in your trade, if you don't have those 5 things, TESTS, right, you shouldn't be even pressing the button at all. And that, my friends, if you follow that simple acronym, will save you from a lot of pain. So I hope this lesson was helpful. I know it was quick. We are going to get into other videos and charts and other stuff as we move forward, but I want to handle the simple stuff first because a lot of people ask this question and it is a very important one. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you could potentially lose. The profits will eventually take care of themselves if you manage your risk properly. So I hope this was helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy trading, everybody.